hello, and grand rising. It is your girl, Phoenix. I said your tarot reader, your spiritual guide, your friend, your buddy, your pal, your friend, your buddy, your pal. I'm your friend, your friend, friend, your friend, your friend, friend, your friend, your friend, friend, your buddy, your pal. That's me. I'm twerking, sitting down. You get what I'm saying? I had to do that for my ancestors. That's from New Orleans. You get what I'm saying? That's from that deep. Okay. So grand rising, everybody. As you guys know, I am Phoenix. I said I'm a tarot reader, a spiritual consultant, or a spiritual guide, whichever one you would like to call me. Y'all know I also am a guided meditation facilitator and a yoga instructor. And today I'm here, my loves, to give you all your guided general collective message. No, I'm not at the Botanica today. I told you guys. I left the Botanica, my babies. I left the Botanica. I'm trying to get from out under my family's wing. So we're here, we're live, we're present. Ashe, we're here, we're live, we're present. Now, before we get started, my loves, you guys know I want to give you all the disclaimers, okay? This is a general collective reading for my beautiful ascended masters, okay? So please understand, my babies, that I am not telling you anything that you don't already know, that you haven't already felt in your heart, your mind, your body, your soul, Ashe, because your spirit guides speak to you before they speak through me to you. Does that make sense? Ashe. And so I'm just merely here to give you all your confirmations, okay? And again, because this is a general collective message, okay, there will be messages in here for hundreds, thousands, if not millions of people. So take what resonates with you and leave the rest for some other fine divine being to pick up on, okay? Listen to the owl. She's here. She's here. Okay. Again, guys, there's no gender in tarot. There's only masculine energy and feminine energy that dwells in us all. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Okay, and once again, turn your discernment on if it's not already on. Okay, and turn it up on high. Ashe. Okay. Turn it on and turn it up on high. Before we get started, I want to give thanks to my beautiful, fine, divine ancestors. I thank you for this time, for this moment, for this space, for this opportunity to not only create but to share a sacred space with these beautiful beings here today. I give thanks for the guided messages that I receive in order to give to them. I thank you for the clarity in which you deliver them to me, in which I can deliver it to them. I thank you for the heart, the mind, the body, the connection that we share in order to receive these fine divine messages. I give thanks to Source Energy, which is all, which is love. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for the power you instill in me. Thank you for the resilience, the grace, the love. Thank you for the valor that you have extended upon us all here today. Thank you for the opportunity once again to not only create sacred space, but to share them as well. I give thanks for the divine messages. I give thanks for being a divine conduit. I give thanks for being the link from the spiritual, the physical realm. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Hi everybody, how are you all today? I am Phoenix Asset. Let's get started. Okay. Mm. I'm looking at the card that says transference, Ashe. But I'm hearing tree people. Look at the look at the card. Look at it. The cardinal has came back. She's here. She's present. Mm. So the first message I heard was tree people. She's coming to sit in her tree. She's coming to watch. And the tree people are about just living in a knowing, living in this certain frequency. Ashe. I tell you guys all the time, you know who you are. You know who you are. But this is a revered reverence. Mm, I'm seeing someone who's standing in front of a crowd. Inspirational. Very inspirational. Knowing. You're standing in your knowing more than ever. And again, my loves, take this as it resonates, okay? Because some of you guys are still trying to figure it out, which is perfectly fine. But a lot of you have already figured it out. And that's why you're able to walk in your purpose mm, with such valor, with such knowing. Mm. I heard affirmative action. So you guys are taking the actions. You guys aren't just sitting around affirming yourselves anymore. You guys are truly taking action towards your goal, towards your vision, okay? Because I'm seeing someone with a clear vision, writing it down. hmm and moving in alignment. I'm seeing someone going to be able to sing, okay? Ashe. I'm seeing someone who is surrounded by their ancestors. And this is where this transference card comes in at. Your ancestors' gifts, their mindsets. You are your ancestors' wildest dreams. We were talking about this yesterday. You are their wildest dreams because you sat with their stories. You learned from them. Ashe. That's fine. If it's lagging, you guys can catch it on YouTube, The Ascended Master Oracle. Matter of fact, if it's lagging, let me get off of here. I don't want to get caught up in the TikTok world, right? I don't want them all in my ears. It's lagging. If it's lagging for them, that means the message ain't for them. Right. If it's messing up in any kind of way, that message wasn't for them. Ashe. But I am seeing someone who has learned from the stories of their ancestors. Ashe. Mm. Your ancestors have given you so many gifts. And yes, these are spiritual gifts we're speaking about. Clairvoyance, clairaudience. Some of you even have the power to move things. I don't know what that gift is called, right? Correction, we all do. But just as our Ashe, some can do it more easily, right? An airbender is just what I heard, Ashe. An airbender. And I know it's going to sound crazy to some people, but for those that know, they know. Ashe. But this is someone who sits with their ancestors. They receive guidance. You receive guidance from your ancestors, and you truly move accordingly. I'm not speaking to someone who is aimlessly out here doing things. I'm speaking to a soul that is very much so rooted in ancestral wisdom. And so there won't be many views. There won't be many likes because many people won't be able to relate. Ashe. But if it does resonate with you in any way, make sure that you like the video. Okay? Let us know. Okay? The owl. I'm speaking to someone that carries the spirit, the ancient wisdom of the owl. See, for some of you, your ancestors sat with owls and they talk to owls. I talk to owls, but they talk to owls. They talk to animals. They received lessons through Mother Gaia, right? Your ancestors, they received messages from Mother Gaia. They sat in the rising sun and meditated. They watched the flow of the day and the night and the seasons, and they learned. But not only learned from them, they implemented what they were taught, right? And when you implement your teachings, that's wisdom, that's knowledge. 11:11 on the clock, Ashe. And so I'm speaking to someone who is deeply rooted in ancestral wisdom. You don't have to go out here and ask questions. You just need to sit with your ancestors to receive their guidance. Hold on to some of their themes, Ashe, and sit with them and meditate with their items, right? This is why you put the items of your ancestors on your altars, Ashe, right? So you could hold them, so you can connect with them, so you can remember the stories of your ancestors. But most importantly, remember the ways of your ancestors. The stories identify the ways of your ancestors. And so ancestral work, right? Or ancestral offerings, Ashe, a form of an ancestral offering is to learn from their stories, right? And to implement those teachings, right? It is strengthening your bloodline. That is an offering for your ancestors. It is doing for your community. That is an offering not only to your community and to yourself, but to your ancestors, right? And so you're being asked today to really go and sit with the guidance of your ancestors. Really meditate with an item from your altar that belongs to one of your ancestors, right? And just listen. Just hold it, just listen, just breathe. Just breathe. Because see, when you say that word listen, it kind of scares some people off, and they're thinking like, okay, I I'm going to hear something powerful, and you will, but it'll be subtle, right? And it may not happen right then. So go into the meditation or into this practice expecting nothing, right? Just expecting to share time, energy, and space with your ancestors, right? And for some of us, that is the thing. We're always expecting something extravagant to happen without giving our time, without giving that offering. Ashe. And the offering is just as simple as saying thank you, right? It can be fruits, it can be nuts, it can be berries, it could be, their favorite meal. But the thank you, the sacred thank you, right? The sacred offering that they truly, truly want is the offering of your time, your love, your energy, your will, you know. If we sit with you and we give you these stories, will you move accordingly? Will you move in that enlightened state? Ashe, Ashe. So you're being asked to really sit with your offerings, to sit with your ancestors, to give offerings, okay, of energy, of time, And just to say thank you, just to say thank you, right? Allow the world to slow down for you, because that's what meditation is. You taking control and slowing down the world for you. Ashe. Grand Rising, Divine Beings. Grand Rising. I'm hearing your ancestors say that it's your time, and this is why you must be grounded in us. Mm. Because, see, the takeoff is going to be so swift. You're going to go so high. You're going to need to be grounded in the knowledge, the wisdom, the love of your ancestors. Mm. That's beautiful. Because the world, we can become so easily influenced, right? And those people that's sitting there saying, I'm not easily influenced, you are the ones that's most susceptible to it. Ashe. And so where you're going, the level in which you're going to need to be grounded in your ancestral wisdom, in their love, right? In their offerings to you, because this is their offerings to you. The stories, the wisdom, that's what they've left behind for you in order to see you excel, in order to see you propelled into which you are to become. Ashe, your higher self. Ashe. Like the video if it resonates. Because the journey that you're going on, this is so much bigger than you, so much bigger than me, right? Use your imagination more. Ashe. Where do you see yourself? I want you to close your eyes right now. And I want you to just take 3 deep breaths in, hold them, and exhale. Breath 1. And release. Inhale. And exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. And gently open your eyes and bring yourself back here. Where did you see yourself? Where did you go? Did you maybe see a color? Or did you see a place? Did you see yourself doing something? Something of your wildest dreams? What did you see? You don't have to write it in the comments or anything. I just want you to acknowledge it. Acknowledge the destination where you've traveled to. Acknowledge the color that you may have seen. Okay. Or just give it more thought. What was I doing? What was I creating? Where was I? What does this color mean to me? Right? Not to the world. Don't go research it. What do you feel? Ashe. That destination, that feeling, it's not too far off. right? It is a part of your journey, right? This is a sacred space. Speaking of grounding, some of you need to listen to the drum. Ashe. Drums not only help you to release, but they help to magnify the power within. They help to awaken the power within. Ashe. So maybe listen to some drums while you're out saying thank you. Okay? Divine reverence. Say thank you to your ancestors. You're a dreamer. And you need to know that your dreams aren't too far off, right? The owl. A lot of you guys have the spirit guides of a wolf or an owl. Ashe. The wolf or an owl. Or both. Ashe. But you need to know that your dreams aren't too far-fetched. And they aren't too far away. But you need to tap in. Again, imagine them a little more. Dream about them a little more. Intentionally. And awaken, walking in that power. Walking in that knowing. Because a dream is just you in another reality. It's just you on another timeline. You in another frequency. That's all dreams are. That's all imagination is. Supreme beautiful rising. Ashe. Shakti. Oh my gosh. My name is Phoenix Shakti Ase. Look at the tribe coming in. You know who you are. I'm looking at 222. You know who you are. And this is why when you go into the dream state or you go into a trance-like state, which is meditation, Ashe, this is why you're seeing those colors. This is why you're seeing these visions, because they aren't too far off and they are a part of you. This is your purpose. Ashe. Intentionally dream, intentionally visualize, intentionally use your imagination. See, we've been taught not to daydream, right? Stop that daydreaming. What you doing? Oh, look at such and such over there daydreaming. People made fun of it sometimes when you were younger. Ashe. But you weren't dreaming. You were just tapping into another frequency. Tapping into another timeline. Ashe. You didn't understand your power. Some of you guys seen your life as a child. You've seen your life, what it could be. And some of you, what it is now. But when you were younger, you used to imagine this and that so easily. So easily. And that's because it is a part of you. Ashe. So we want you to journey more. Take that journey into your imagination more. Ashe. Create a medicine bag for yourself, right? In order to tap in with your ancestors, in order to strengthen and empower who you truly are. Ashe. Because a lot of people speak about power, but you already have the power. You already have it. You just need to be empowered, because your whole life, everyone and everything has drained you of your power, drained you of your knowing, of who you are. And you're so much more than what the world tried to capsize you to be. See, they put a cap on you. They put limitations on you. They told you that you couldn't do this or you couldn't do that. They told it was crazy to dream this or crazy to dream that. But you are living in abundance. You have always lived in abundance. And the abundance starts here. It starts with the I can and I will. Ashe. Like the video if it resonates, my loves. Okay, it does help out with the channel. It does. But your abundance is in the mind. It's not in money, right? Because money is energy. You have all of the energy you need in order to succeed. You have the mind state. You have the mindset. You just have to get out of your own way, right? Change up the narrative. You're a powerful co-creator. And a lot of times we lose more so repetitive. It's more so remember this, right? Remember these ABCs. Don't remember who you are, right? Don't daydream. Don't remember who you are. Don't remember the power that you possess, right? We forgot at a very young age that we could astral travel. We were doing it so easily at a young age, right? Something bores us in this realm. We go astral travel. Now we're in space on a box made spaceship, right? We cut out the box and made it a spaceship. Now we're in space, right? Because we're over the stress and the worry and the doubt and things like that this world here has created. So we go get a box and we make a spaceship, and now we're flying in outer space, right, with our friends and our cousins. Or now we're cruising down a beach, right? Our imaginations as kids, they were so vibrant, so powerful, right? We knew we were healers at a young age. That's why we wanted to be doctors, right? It wasn't because it was the profession, the top profession. It's because innately, you are a healer. You wanted to be a lawyer, not because you wanted to be a lawyer, but because you knew in your soul, in your heart, that you were here as a justice bringer. You were here to implement the balance of Mayat. Mm. Thank you, Spirit. This is why you wanted to be those things. You're a very divine, powerful soul. You don't have to say much. You just have to do. You just have to move in alignment. You just have to move as you. Ashe. Some of you need to tell yourselves thank you a little more. Because you've been through so much. You've overcame so much. But you also just kept going. You figured, this is what I'm supposed to do, right? No one ever patted you on the back and told you they were proud of you. And if they did, it was very few times, right? And so when you overcome certain things, you're just like, okay, what's next? Right? Or life just have this in this constant flow of what's next. Right? But that is a form of fear. Right? That is a form of That is a form of living in lack, right? Just dressed up to make look differently, right? Because you never slowed down or got the chance to slow down or gave yourself the grace to slow down just to say thank you, right? I know that was a hard truth people don't like to hear, right? But it is a form because we live in lack, right? That we say, okay, I've accomplished this. What's next? I gotta go and I have to do something else. You don't truly get to sit in that space of gratitude. But you have exited out of the survival mode frequency. So now you can sit and say thank you. Now you can offer your space, your time, your energy to your ancestors and say thank you. Because you're already living in abundance, whether you know it or not. Because some people, they think that living in abundance has to mean monetarily. Ashe. But when you have peace, when you have joy, when you have love, we have not only assistance here within the mundane, but spiritual assistance, right? Divine spiritual assistance. When you carry the heart of a resilient lion or a resilient wolf, when you carry that ancestral wisdom within you, Ashe, that is abundance, that is wealth. Now you just have to harbor up all of that and figure out how to give it to the world. Because your abundance, your mundane abundance will come from that. Ashe. And you are you are on your way to abundance. You are on your way to the monetary abundance. Ashe. You guys are living in your North Node energy. Ashe. North Node energy. You guys have defeated those demons. Mm. The name Damon, could be very significant. Okay. Your name could start with the S, could start with an R, or an A, or a B. Okay. Take it how it resonates. Doesn't have to be though. Okay. But your perspective has changed. Your perspective has changed. And you have shape shifted into a divine light being. You've always been a shapeshifter and it's always been for the better, right? People think they know you and then you shape shift. You become better. People think, I know about her, but then you shape shift. You become better. You have always elevated. I'm seeing the crow. Very mystical. Very, but you have like this mysterious side to you. It's hard to figure you out. That's good. That's protection. Okay. It's good to be a mystery, if you will. For some of you guys, you're going to be like a walking myth. People are not going to believe that you existed. There's going to be so many amazing stories floating out here about you. I'm hearing. I'm hearing like Marie Laveau. Y'all know how Marie Laveau, she has stories about her everywhere. Some good, some bad. Some think that she's a myth, right? Just as the Seven Sisters, Ada Wilson, right? She's such a powerful being. Some people thought that there were 7 of her, but there were only one. There was only one. She was just a magnificent shapeshifter, powerful shapeshifter. And you got the version of you, of her, that you could take, right? She was able to shift and bend to where she could always meet people at their level of understanding. Mm. And so some days you would go into the Botanica and she may appear as this to one person or appear as that as another. Speak like this to one person, speak like that to another. And so when people would come and they would speak about her together in groups or just hearing about her name on the streets, right? Or just hearing about her, people thought that they were speaking about 7 different beings. But she was just one lady that went by the name of Ada, 88. Okay. The name Seven Sisters came from the years of initiation. It came from the years of initiation before she started to use her power, right? And the days in which she burned her candles. There were never 7 sisters. There was always just one very powerful woman. Protect yourselves and ignite that passion within. Ignite that fire within. You have a burning fire that is trying to be released. Ashe. Like the video, guys, if it resonates, okay? Give your offering of understanding. Okay? But there is a passion inside of you, a fire inside of you that is burning. It wants to be released. It wants to be let out. It wants you to let yourself out of the cage and just be free. Just be free. And know that you are protected. It's not no matter what you do, because what you do will stem from the teachings of your ancestors. A lot of you guys are healers, and so you're trying to figure out, what can I do? What is my role in healing the nation? What is my role in healing the collective? Ashe. And so you need to know that when you figure it out, because you will figure it out. You will figure it out. No matter which direction you take, as long as you take it, you will be successful. You will be abundant. You will be protected. Ashe. But again, do that transference with your ancestors. Hold on to their items. Listen to the wisdom, to the stories that their items carry. Listen to the voice of your ancestors. Listen to the voice of your inner knowing. Okay? Because that inner knowing, that inner guide is what is going to guide you to prosperity. You're almost there. People gonna come from everywhere, 'cause you're almost there. That's from Tiana, from Princess and the Frog, right? You're almost there. Keep going. Corn silk is very, very significant here. Corn silk. And corn silk is a very protective herb. but it also helps to open your third eye, right? But for some of you, your ancestors are wanting a corn silk offering on their altar or outside, right? Because Mother Nature is a big offering plate. Ashe. You can bring your offerings outside, set them by the trees. Just be very intentional. Ashe. Be very intentional with your words, with your time. Ashe. Okay. I'm looking at the way that the cards are laying, and it's kind of like a five-pointed star. Take that message as it resonates. Okay. Make sure that you're giving thanks to the spirits of the north, south, east, and west. Make sure that you guys are pouring your libations. A lot of you are earth angels. Nature brings you peace. And it's because your ancestors were nature babies. They believed in the healing that nature brought. And all of this, see, we're so rooted in our ancestors. We're so rooted in the practices of our bloodlines that we do it and we feel it even when we're unaware. Right? When you go sit by the water, that sense of calm, that nurturing energy, that loving energy, that thought that you have to just go with the flow. Right? That is your ancestral wisdom that is within you. Right? This is a powerful message from the shamanic ancestors. So a lot of you guys have medicine women, medicine women, and medicine men. I said medicine win, like WIN. Mm. Okay, but you have that in you. And they're calling you to come back. They're saying come back to our ancient ways. There's this one practice within the tribal community where they bury themselves with the items of their ancestors, right? Like literally bury themselves. And I know to date, they still have these like rituals where people dig deep, very deep holes, and then they sit in the holes or stand in the holes, and then they meditate. They cover you up with mud and everything but your head, of course, and then they meditate. Right, so there are some people that still hold on to that practice, but that is a very ancient practice from our shamanic ancestors, right? Very intentional, very powerful practice, right? And so you're being encouraged to do this, whether you go and you actually can take part of the practices, or whether you just do what I say and just hold on to their items outside and just connecting with those items, hearing those stories, right? hmm I'm hearing something about a cowtail. A cowtail. These are very ancient cleansing tools. Okay. Maybe somebody needs to get one, lay it on their altar, or start using one. Ashe. And this will help you to connect with your ancestors. But this is also empowering you, right? Because some tools were meant only for priests and priestesses, Ashe. And these tools were giving to them with purpose, with intention to help them to stand more into their power, to help them to be empowered. Ashe. So these ancient tools will bring about remembrance for you, right? They'll bring about alignment for you. Ashe. Like the video if it resonates. Does that resonate with you in any way? A cow toe. Look at that. Shaman. Shaman. You are a shaman. Your ancestral lineage is full of shamans. Cardinals are very, very significant. Cardinals give that phoenix energy. So so this is what I'm hearing, guys. The cardinal is the phoenix. Cardinal is the phoenix. You know how nature shape shifts, things adapt to their environment, to the nature of the world. And at one point in time, you guys know phoenixes did exist, right? Just as well as dragons existed. And they still exist today, just in different forms, right? You guys see the little baby dragons, right? The cardinals would be a representation of the phoenix. Phoenix rising. Completion. A lot of you guys, you know exactly who you are. Your soul has guided you back to exactly who you are. The chaos of the world has guided you back to exactly who you are. But now you have to walk in that knowing, right? You have to walk in that knowing, align with that knowing, and the world will align for you. You will not become the master manifester because you are the master manifester. And you will start to realize that the more you walk in your knowing. We're not walking in assumptions, right? We're walking in a knowing. If you have no more message you would like for me to give them, please give it now. I'm being told to look at the bottom of the deck. I'm going to show you all. I'm going to show myself. Immersion. Soul retrieval. Immerse yourself. Your soul has been reclaimed. You have called back all of your power. All of your power. And if you have not called it back, the universe has done so for you. The Most High has done so for you. Your ancestral team has done so for you. Open your arms and receive. There's no room for doubt. There's no room for fear. There's no room for worry. There's only room for immersion. There's only room for growth because that's where you're headed. Continue to walk in that knowing. Continue to be authentically you. Authentically who your ancestors were. When you walk out here, walk with your head held high. Because you are your ancestors' wildest dream and you deserve to be here more than anybody. You deserve to be in this space of peace, of comfort, of luxury. You deserve that. That is yours. That is your power. That is your birthright. That is you. That is your blood. That's what I just heard. That is you. That's your bloodline. They want you to believe that all we did was struggle, all we did was fight. They want you to believe that because if you knew how powerful you truly were, if you knew how powerful your ancestors were, if you knew the power that you hold, right? Then you would be unstoppable. You would be unshakable. They know that. And so they capsize you. They put a cap and they teach you that you are not this, you are this. They teach you to stop daydreaming. They teach you that the power isn't within, but it is without. They teach you these, and it is for a purpose to keep you controllable, to keep you in their matrix, to keep you in fear, worry, and doubt. Because if you're constantly worried, if you're constantly fearful, if you're constantly writing down affirmations and not living by them, right? And this is why they teach you half truths, right? They're not going to give you all of the knowledge, and that's why you must sit with your ancestors. You must connect with your ancestors. Your ancestors aren't gatekeeping anything from you. Society is. They'll teach you a little bit about your power because they know that they know that the timeline is collapsing. And so they're trying to make it seem as if they want to help, right? Oh, we'll teach you about manifestation. Write your affirmations down 1,500 times and just say them aloud 1,500 times and wait. But that's not how that works, right? It starts here. The alignment starts here, not on a piece of paper. You must affirm yourself, but then you also must move with affirmative action, okay? Our ancestors were about action, okay? So be about action. Awaken the soul within, right? Awaken the soul that is within. Awaken your personal power. Listen to the drums. Ashe. Now this was your ancestral message for today. Know that you are on your way to greatness. Just listen to the guidance of your beautiful, beautiful ancestors. Say good morning and bye-bye.